Hello and welcome back to Regiments. We are here with Phase 5 of Operation Black Horse Mad Dash. Just finish up on Breitungen. Now moving on to the Bad Liebenstein phase of the operation. With the points I had from last time, reinforced just about everybody and added Task Force Arthur, which adds some of the German rebels. We've got 8 BMP-1 riflemen and then some BTR-152 reservists. These reservists are a fairly weak unit, but they're cheap and we get a lot of them. And the BMP-1, not an overly strong unit, but it's armored, so they've got a little bit of survivability. Got that 73mm gun, which should help them take on some IFVs. We're running a little low on supplies, but I'm not too concerned about it yet. And looking at the cards we have available, I'm thinking I'm going to go with electronic warfare here, just to get a good sense of the battlefield, to make sure that we get that one out of the way. But I don't want to go with Repair Depot so that we end up running into too many problems. So let's get that electronic warfare selected, and here we go. All right, so this is kind of a complex setup. We've got 2 objectives over here, Airfield and Arnstadt, and the rest of them over on this west side, including the TV tower, which is the most important one to capture. Now, our units are confined to this starting circle, and we do have a pretty serious amount of friendlies over in this area. So I'm going to send my main force to capture Arnstadt and the airfield. With a few units, I'm going to put up on this hill so they can kind of command this area. And I'm hoping that they can hold this area, hold off any counterattacks, start to pick off the defenses, while my main force attacks over here. All right, so with that, let's see, let's get this started. We'll move the tanks and Bradleys up first. Follow with our infantry and the engineering vehicle. And let's see, let's move the Vulcan up a little closer, get the mortar kind of protected in these woods. And for now, let's just get all of our units in that forest. Let's see what happens. All right, illumination. So we'll paint those targets, make them a little easier to see. And maybe with the illumination, we'll be able to see them quicker, get some shots off. NATO units definitely have the advantage at night with far superior night vision. I'm going to move the... it is tough to see beyond this tree line. I'm going to stop the tanks there. And let's see. All right, so we've got our first contact here. And this is 2 infantry units we're facing so far. Let's dismount our infantry, get them rolling in. Now, these engineering vehicles should hopefully be suppressing the infantry, but I don't really see that happening right now. More illumination, keep these guys lit up. So we've got a pretty sizable force here. And let's get these guys moving to the front just to make sure that we get maximum visual range. We got the tank unit that already pulled back. And then let's close with our infantry. As we get closer, we should be able to inflict a little more damage and hopefully get these guys to turn tail. Still can't see anything on this side. I do want to take Quebec, but it doesn't look like we have a good shot at it right now. And I'm going to pull those tanks out before we lose one. Just don't want to risk that right now. We made them waste attack aid on it, so I'm fine with that. And let's just keep this lit up. All right, their first infantry turned around. Let's keep it moving. So we are making good progress toward Arnstadt. And yeah, now they're hitting our Bradleys, so let's pull them back to the tree line. We at least know what's over here, and if I had the points for it, it would be a great place to use that MLRS strike. No, it looks like we've got them pretty well suppressed here. I wonder if that's our mortars doing work on them. And they have an MLRS hitting us from right over here. I can't tell. Okay, let's get these guys maybe in the forest for a little more cover. And we do have a counterattack that's coming soon. But it looks like this infantry unit is just about to check out. So let's close on them while they are pretty beat up here. And that's a high air defense threat there, so I'm not going to waste an airstrike on it. I'd assume we're winning the battle here with the ATGMs, but we'll see. All right, so that is one victory point down. And we've got 100 points, so let's get some fresh tanks coming in this way. We'll start to hit Quebec from the side too. And we need to start closing the gap here. Start moving toward the airfield. I'll leave these reservists behind to capture that victory point. Just want to make sure we're making good progress. Supplies are low. We don't have a ton left. I might actually have to spend some operational authority on that before the next one. And something's hitting us from over here. So they are protecting themselves pretty well. They've got some crossfire here coming from the gas station. So we did capture Arnstadt. And let's move our infantry, just slow and steady. We will just keep the pressure on. ITV's out of ammo, so we'll pull them back. We'll keep these guys suppressed. Keep them moving backwards. Now with 2 tank platoons plus infantry, I think we should be able to clear out anything from here pretty well. Let's turn our front toward these enemies. And they're hitting us with something from over here. I wish I could get some of our allies to help us a little more. We might really have to just cut down and focus on one axis at a time here. And we are running low on ammo, but we can get these infantry in the forest, and I think that'll help us. I'm going to pull those Abrams back. Don't like how our supply situation's looking. That's much tighter than I'd like it to be. Now this is a Bradley versus a pretty beat up BTR platoon. I think we've got that one in the bag. Now where are they hitting us from over here? They've got guys everywhere. And we are getting hit in the valley pretty hard. I'd like to open up that route of escape for these guys, but I don't think I have the manpower for it. So let's get, maybe some Apaches would be a good call for us. I think they have the firepower we need to really punch through. And we are having a little trouble in Quebec. Yeah, these infantry are just about done. So we're going to pull them back. We got a BMP, 2 BMP platoons. And with 75 points, let's send a BMP platoon up here. Fight fire with fire a little bit. Now we've got Quebec, so that will help us. Our tanks are panicking, so let's get them out. Dare them to make an attack on us. And I think our Bradley's going to outfight anything they're throwing at us here. So what's our next point? I really want the airfield. That one's important, and I think it'll help us kind of focus on the gas station, which is a kind of a logical place to draw that next line for us. We'll actually move these Bradleys into the trees here. I think that would be the best place for them. And I think now we've got enough troops over on this right side, especially when the tanks get here. We'll give them a minute to catch up. And once they're in place, we should be able to punch through. Our tanks are going to take a little bit. Let's get those mortars out. They are a little too beat up to be too helpful right now. Never hurts to have more Bradleys around. Let's start to scoot forward. We'll get our artillery illumination in place so we can see what's actually going on. Get more infantry here. Should be able to get enough mass behind this attack that we can punch through. So there we go. Let's move these helicopters up. Let's get a gun run in. And wow, it's these over here. They're just crushing us with ATGMs. I'm hoping that with this we can get some enough fire in place to just maybe dislodge these first few defenders here. Maybe I can flank with these guys. Send our Abrams north. Yeah, we got to get these airborne out. They're not going to hold out. I just need more. What did I lose? B9. Oh wow, that is counterattack. So let's do something about that. What though? And it looks like they have maybe a Tunguska that is cutting up our forces around B90. And that makes us lose Arnstad too. That's going to be a problem. Wow. That is just so much fire they have. So we're really going to have to do something to fight off this counterattack over the center. Because we just don't have the mass for it. Wish I had all the points for my MLRS strike. That's what would save us here. There we go. Maybe we can sneak some side shots on these tanks. Yes, exactly what we needed. And where's my other tanks? We get some Abrams up front. That's going to be a game changer. And then with 50 points, I know I've got 50-point infantry here. Yep. Now we can start to turn things around. We'll get those Bradleys out before they take too heavy of losses. And we'll send our infantry right to the woods. And what else do I have points for here? Maybe we can kind of punch through the middle here. That might be what we need. All right, hopefully our Vulcan can... No? You're not going to fight? Okay. That's fine. Didn't want you to actually shoot at them anyway. All right, so now we are taking artillery fire, so we've got to move. 114 points. Let's get some mortars in here for support. And we should be able to just keep moving forward. Stay on the move so we're less vulnerable to their artillery. And hopefully that can get us through. They're pulling back. That's a little weird. Let's illuminate. Get our surviving Abrams from that first platoon out. Let's get these airborne out. And I'd like to think we could take out these BMP-2s with Abrams right there. They should be close enough we could just pick them off piece by piece. Trying to see if... I don't want to expose my reservists here, but I do want these T-80s out of the way. Maybe I can get these infantry up into the airfield now. We'll see. All right. These BMP-1 riflemen did their job here. Punched through the tanks. Now they should be able to get these Tunguskas out. No? Guess not. Okay. And we're at 186 points and almost no supplies. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that one. Let's get our mortars on the move because they're counter-batterying us. And let's get this Bradley over here because we're going to have to recapture Arnstadt once we recapture Road B90. We'll just keep them moving. The ITV's got to get out of here because they're low on ammo. Let's see, what's the next thing I can kill? Wish we could capture a little faster. And with 16 supplies, I'm kind of trying to be patient and not push too hard here. So they're trying to sneak into Quebec. Let's get these Bradleys up to help out with that. There we got one Bradley platoon. I don't know if I want to send two. All right, so when B90 captures, we could start retaking Arnstadt. And when Arnstadt gets captured, we can then push back into, well, first the airfield and then gas station. So we did retake Quebec. I'm going to pull those infantry back. I don't want to waste my MLRS when I'm not certain where they are. I think the next step is going to be warehouses. So where do I have any tanks? Looking for what else I can pull in. Let's support them with a Bradley. Let's get that Bradley out of there because they're just crushing us at Quebec. We'll close the gap a little bit on these BMP-2s so that our Abrams can actually fire on them. And let's go into the gas station. I think we've got some enemies there, but I'm not 100% on it. And I know they're going to counterattack with Quebec because they've just got too many units there to not do anything about it. Hopefully our Vulcan can see these guys and suppress them before they drop any ordnance, but that does not seem to be the case. Let's get our Abrams out of there. All right, so they're pretty dug in here. These guys have only 4% ammo left. Where's my Humvee? Where did you guys go? Oh, didn't even realize we were going this way. Let's move. There we go. We've got one panicking, one suppressed. I think that's going to be enough to force them back. Now I've got the airfield held, so that'll at least put us in a pretty solid points position going into the next battle. I'm going to start building up some forces on the left here because we're going to have to push there. Now they're smoking us off for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, here, I thought we had these guys eliminated. think, yeah, they've got to pull back. I don't think they have enough left to hold on. So we'll get the gas station. Let's get the tanks out of there before we lose them. I don't like seeing that many incoming missiles and not doing anything about it. What can I call in for help? I don't want to pull those infantry back yet until I have something to replace them with. The volume of missiles coming from the ITVs is crazy. 2.5 minutes. I'm saving my points until I really need them. There we go. We should see a lot of missiles coming through here, and hopefully able to take out some of these BMP-3s. There we go. One down, it looks like. And we're dropping some mortar fire on the guys sitting in the warehouse zone. This is just another BMP-2 unit that's facing off against our Abrams. Let's face up and hit that. Then start to bring in some of these other units to support the push on Quebec. Got some fairly fresh units here that should be able to do it. And let's see. I'm trying to think of what else I can call in to help hold off this push on Road B90, because that's where our biggest risk is. They do have air defense, so I don't want to waste an airstrike on it. I'm going to send an Abrams, and if I have an Abrams coming from the side, they should be able to flank it and do some very serious damage. So we've got some of these units pulling back. Our airborne's out. These guys are out of ammo. That mortar's got nothing left. And I'm actually just going to start retreating this Bradley until we can get some help there. Yeah, we are pretty limited in what I have to call in right now. 75 points, queuing up. So I basically just need to hold B90 until we can survive the rest of this phase. It's a T-80UD. So that's not something to be trifled with. Just need to hold out for 38 more seconds. And I'm hoping that with side shots, 2 stationary targets, that our Abrams can eliminate these guys. Let's get the reservists in there. Let's get the ITV in there, because they're good at volume targets. And even though we're kind of losing this one, I think we should be able to at least hold out. All right, so the losses went in our favor. Ended up with some victory points, took some of them. Our Abrams really were the stars of the show, as always. And then for the next phase, only 15 operational authority. I don't even have enough points to call in more supplies. That's going to be tough. So thinking about where we can go with this in the next phase, we'll have to look at using one of the real positive events to help hold off this stage. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're enjoying this game like I am, and have a good one.